Yes, my name is Romeo Bujay, and I'm with our CTO, Ebuana Mamensa. So we'll give you a little presentation about our company and the reason why we are here to engage the diaspora community in one of our global products that we are situating to ensure that monies that are sent to Ghana are secure, transparent, and you can track. ITC has been a company for the past 21 years, and so we've been doing a lot of payment things in Ghana. And some of the things that were shared, the ministers talked about, we are actually involved in the Ghana.gov payment that is creating transparency for payment in Ghana so that removing the human aspect and allowing government to get their money. From the time we established this platform, at the end of every year, all monies that are collected in the country move directly into Bank of Ghana to ensure that government have their money once people pay. So if you could give us a little bit of your attention so that we go through this presentation, it won't take more than 20 minutes for us to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'll try and make this quick since item 13 has already been announced. So a little bit about us, IT Consortium. We are known as a fintech or a technology company. We are an enhanced service provider licensed by the central bank. We process over 1.5 million, process transactions for about 1.5 million users each month and process over $300 million worth of transactions a month. We work with over 100,000 businesses in the country and in other countries. And today, sorry, I think. Hold on. Okay. And we also specialize in providing solutions for workflow automation. And I think one thing that was mentioned was the processing of passports in Ghana, and we're involved in that project. Okay, I think the presentation is going ahead of me, so I'll try and make it fast. All right, so today I'm here to talk about Chango. And Chango is an app designed to meet the financial goals of social groups. So as Africans, we are very social. We keep our ties, although we are all over the world. And we currently use the various social tools that you are familiar with to keep in touch with each other, whether we're in the same country or across the world. Now, there are many reasons why people come together, whether it's just to keep in touch, for various reasons, either to be a member of a group, so on and so forth. Now, some of these groups have, beyond the regular goals we know, have some financial goals for being together because they need to meet some financial needs. And traditionally, how this works is if there's a group that needs to put money together or send money back home, either they give it to someone who's traveling back home or use the electronic means that are available, so remittance or transfer money through a bank. Now, what's wrong with these processes is usually there's a problem with integrity. When you give it to someone, will that person actually send it to the destination you intended it to go, or will it be used for the purpose for which it was sent? And so there's not enough transparency, and there's very little control once that money has left. Now, this is the reason why we developed Chango, and Chango is supposed to meet the financial needs of social groups. Now, depending on what kind of group it is, all this can be managed within an app, all right? And I'll just talk a little bit about how that works. So we have a site, changoapp.com, and we have a mobile app where you could go register, download the app, and utilize. Now, once you have the app, you can create an account, link your source of funds, whether it's a card or mobile money, as is used in Africa a lot. Once you've linked these as your source of funds, then you create a group. And a group is country-specific. Once you create a group, you set up your policies, you then add the members of your group. So they could be anywhere in the world, not just in Ghana, anywhere in the world. And contributions can be made anonymously or identified. They can be made on behalf of members in the group. And they can also be recurring, automated. Now, once you have the group and the members of the group start making their contributions, to take money out of the group would have to vote to agree. So basically, the administrator would initiate money leaving the group, and the members of the group will all receive notification about that cash out, and they have to agree. If one person disagrees, the whole process stops. So you could have a group with your siblings, and you amass some money together, maybe 1,000 cedis, and you want to pay for probably a caretaker who's taking care of the family house. And you've agreed to pay the person 100 cedis. And so once the leader of that group initiates that payment, he can initiate that payment directly to the bank account or wallet of that recipient. Everybody is notified, and if I don't agree, because we said we're giving 50 cedis, the whole process stops there. So that's how it works. Now, there's a portion of, or another use case of Chango, which is crowdfunding. And we use this to raise funds for government or non-government organizations. And this is open to everyone. It doesn't require an individual creating a group. So in Ghana today, we have groups like Save a Heart crowdfunding campaign that is aimed at getting 1 million people to contribute 5 Ghana cedis every month, so that we could pay for the operations of children who need whole in heart surgery. And that becomes free for those families. We have various people using it for different needs. And because this can be accessed on a browser, it doesn't really require an app. It can be done from anywhere in the world. We support the USSD, which is used mainly by the informal sector in Africa, to be able to make these contributions as well. So let me go through quickly a number of use cases. So we've seen people use this, families, for instance, use this to pay for the school fees of children in the family. At times, you have a family member who's abroad and one who is in the country. And usually, they'll send these funds. Sometimes they send these funds and they don't actually go to the school. So now, that parent can send the money on Chango. If the one locally is also contributing, can put his contribution in. And when it's time to pay, they simply have to specify the account of the school. All those in that group get notified, and once they agree, the funds are now dispensed to the group. So that's where it brings about the transparency and the control, because you know exactly where that money is going. Or it could be a family that's planning a funeral back home and wants to make sure that the monies they are putting together are then dispersed to the appropriate places. So Chango enables that, because once you create that group and the contributions are coming in, you as a group can now take control and decide who you are paying for what service, so on and so forth. Or it could be a construction project or a development project that you are managing remotely. For each service provider that you need to pay, whether they are laborers or a company that's come to install doors, all those can be specified in the app in a cash out, and so the funds will go exactly to where you have specified, and you have visibility to see that. Chango provides all the historic reports on every contribution and every cash out that is made, and anyone who's a member of the group can print a statement from Chango. You could use it to plan weddings. We've seen a lot of people use it for wedding planning. And one big use case is for old school groups who every year there's 1 year group trying to put money together to help their alma mater either build a new hostel facility or renovate classroom blocks or build new accommodation for teachers. And we find that they're using Chango is a lot easier because now they don't have to send money to one person's account and not know what happens to that money. They all see the money coming into one pot, and then when they have to send that money to the school or to whatever beneficiary, it's visible for all. So we have NGOs using it. We have people putting money together for medical reasons to pay for operations. And we've had companies who have used Chango to raise debt for startup companies. And like I mentioned before, this is an app that is approved by the central bank. So using it, you know that there's oversight from our regulatory body. Our target for Chango is to get this in every country in Africa and the rest of the world. Okay. So coming to Canada, one reason why we came was to look for a business partner, and for two reasons. One, we are looking at engaging the diaspora community here so that they could use this app for the financial goals they have with members back home, but also to look at the opportunity of creating a group in Canada. As I said before, a group is country specific. So once you create a group in a country, it means that every contribution to that group will reside in that country. And so when we first started introducing Chango, we realized that there are a lot of diasporan groups who had need to use the app within the country they were in. So with a partner in Canada, we'll be able to have the ability for you to create a group here. And so the monies that are contributed are here in Canada. And when you are cashing out, it's to accounts here in Canada. The example I showed, when you create a group in Ghana, it means every contribution, doesn't matter where it's coming from around the world, is available in Ghana. And it's available instantly. So if you contribute money today and the next hour you want to dispense those funds to a destination, it's available immediately to you. So we hope that by tomorrow, we'll be able to have some interactions with some of you and see what opportunities are there to introduce this here as well. So thank you, and if you have any further questions, we have a spot outside, and you can come and we can have a discussion to see how we can collaborate.